Hey, it's Vinny Commit. I'm back with another episode of Commitee Creates Season 2. Welcome to episode 6. Oh my gosh, can you believe that we've gotten to 6 episodes? Today we have the ultimate cozy showdown. We have Space Age Mermaid, who's created a peaceful writer's retreat perfect for crafting science fiction, fantasy, and horror stories, while VIRRIDEYA Noyatora brings us a family cottage by the sea inspired by their uncle's real-world oceanside home. It's creative solitude versus family warmth, both rooted in the healing power of peaceful spaces. Now, before we dive into these cozy builds, I need to know, are you team writing retreat or team family cottage? Do you prefer spaces for creative solitude or places that bring people together? Both have their magic. Let me know in the comments. As always, both builders started with identical shells but created completely unique stories. Today, we're seeing how the same foundation can become either a creative sanctuary or a family gathering place. Now, let me introduce you to Space Age Mermaid. She loves cozy games, anime, and here's what makes her build so perfect. First of all, she's the only build that I've ever seen that flipped it completely around. She writes science fiction, fantasy, and horror, so when she created a writer's retreat, she knew exactly what writers need. Her build description is beautifully simple. A pretty basic build, just a cozy little retreat for someone who wants to live and write in peace. But that simplicity is the point. Sometimes the most effective spaces are the ones that don't overwhelm you with decoration, but instead create the perfect atmosphere for focus and creativity. Now, it should come to no surprise to you that Space Age Mermaid is a 100% practicor. She mentioned this submission replaces a previous entry, showing she really wanted to get this retreat just right. As a writer herself, she understands that creative spaces just need to feel perfect to inspire the best work. And as I always say, don't hate, iterate. So as we visit Space Age Mermaid's retreat, I want you to think about what your perfect creative space would look like. What elements would help you focus and feel inspired? Now, here's a little note from Space Age Mermaid. As a creator herself, she totally understands the need for a creative space. There's something about having a retreat that's designed just for writing and thinking what can unlock creativity in amazing ways. Now let's meet Viridea Noyatora. They're 28 years old, Canadian, and they love cozy games. Now, when they're not gaming, they're reading and listening to K-pop. Talk about a perfect cozy evening. Their build, Home by the Sea, has such a beautiful real-world connection. Viridea wanted to get the seaside landscape they'd been dreaming of and based their build around a cottage by the sea, not unlike their uncle's actual cottage. They describe it as a place that you invite the whole family to. Now here's what makes this story even more touching. Viridea has been missing the ocean, so building this cottage was actually therapeutic and fun for them. It's amazing how Palia can really help us recreate places and feelings that mean so much to us in real life. They're also very careful to clarify that while they put things on top of other things in creative ways, they promise they're a 100% good noodle. Everything is 100% vanilla. And I totally know. I had so many people, our mod squad came out to every single plot and verified that it was good to go. Now let's check out Virideya's family cottage by the sea. As we tour this oceanside haven, imagine what it would smell like. The smell of sea salt, the smell of sand. Imagine the family gatherings, the sound of the waves, and that feeling of everyone coming together in a place that feels like home. What would you bring to that family gathering if you had to bring a dish? You are my tour guide. Where are we going? I'll follow you.
We are going to go to the shell first, I think.
All right.
Because everything else is just kind of beautiful scenery.
Yes.
But I did see this trick that I really liked where they put the elderwood, the new carpets down as like, I want to say like sea foam slash like...
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so you kind of gave me an excuse to spend a lot of money on this landscape that I've been eyeing for a while.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I love that.
Yeah, so we just have like a bunch of rocks. I really wanted to do something with the sand out here that wasn't just flat, because this is like the seaside, and Home by the Sea is kind of like the theme that I went for my build. So it's very much like a lovely little cottage, and I have in here in my inventory all of the like names of stuff that I used. So
that's handy. That's handy.
Yeah.
I love the pathwork that you did. It's something that I personally struggle with. And I know a lot of people. They also kind of have the same struggle. But I really like how you did this because it's meandering. It's nice.
Yeah. I kind of I've been in like a Minecrafter for a long time, so it's a lot of just trial and error that I've brought with me into my Palia sort of house. So we're gonna go into this little cottage, which I designed. It's got a blue theme, so a blue kind of beachy vibe.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So over here is like the conversation area. I kind of based it a little bit off of like my uncle's cottage, where you just have like a lot of furniture in a really small space to like host a bunch of people.
Oh, I love how this is laid out.
Yeah, so we have like a little conversation pit off to this side, and then a little spot with the egg chairs for the introverts to read.
This is where the introverts go. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And then it took me a long time to settle like on an accent wall when I was doing the kitchen, but I finally just settled on the regular flagstone wall.
I always like that look because it totally feels very like, you know, it's masonry basically. I love how you we chatted a little bit before this, but you weren't kidding when you're just like, I make my own kitchen, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the stove wouldn't stay, so I really just had to get creative with it. I don't know why it kept popping to the front of my plot, but I was like, we'll just do it ourselves. And I kind of raised this up just because in cottages, there's like a lot of weird like architecture usually, especially like in my uncle's cottage. So I kind of based it off that. And I wanted there to be like different levels and not just like a flat room.
I love that. I really do. The colors that you chose, and this to me honestly is like one of the most fascinating things about this shell challenge is how everyone puts their own spin on it, and the inspiration that you get from different places, and just kind of even though it's all based off of the same layout, everyone has done it so dramatically different, and it's awesome to kind of see this. Like, you totally give it a good cozy lived in feel, but it's still neat and tidy. And then you have that the craftsman style of elevating, the kitchen, like the 2-tier. You got little slipper thing. It's the details. I love this.
Yeah, I tried my best. I'm like a neat person by nature. I don't like mess, but I do like maximalist, like cluttercore stuff.
Oh yeah.
I wanted it to have like a kind of lived-in feel, but also be like not too messy. So in the bedroom is like, this is one of my favorite builds that I've done so far. I don't know.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I love the colors. Like you said, take this challenge and put yourself into it. And I was like, and I took that a little bit too seriously.
No, you understood the assignment. Absolutely. When people use the design language of Palia to not only express themselves, but express their cultures, like you said, you recreated or you were inspired by your uncle's cottage. So like you probably have some really fun memories there. And, just like you can do so much with the tools that we have for us. Like you took the assignment. Like one of the things I said in the very first video is like, have your plot tell a story. Some people have taken that literally of telling a story, and some people do it figuratively. Like, you're painting a picture with Palia in a sense that, when we'll talk about this in a minute, but like the items that you have placed, they are placed with intention and they tell a story without literally telling a story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I used a bunch of rugs because I did use the like mason tile floor, so I wanted it to be a little bit cozy.
Oh yeah.
So adding rugs was definitely, and then I think I stuck to mostly 2 color schemes. I wasn't online. I took a break from Palia when the alabaster color scheme was released, and when I saw it, I got really, really excited. So I mostly used that and the shore color scheme if I changed the colors of stuff.
Yeah. I really like how everything's laid out and the choices that you made for the designs. Like, I'll tell you what vibe I'm getting. I'm getting like Disney resort vibes. Like, I feel like this is a very themed cottage that you would have at a Disney resort,
Yeah, I love a good theme.
Yes.
So I really took the beach theme and brought it inside.
It does feel very coastal, I love that. Like, you can smell the sea salt as you're walking through.
Yeah, and then I did another little build over here, and I raised up and gave the tub its own little private area, just so that I didn't just have one little weird architecture. I decided to make a second one.
I love that. That's very creative, very clever.
Yeah, and then there's a little bit of mess by the toilet. I did use the wedding scrolls as toilet paper, which I thought was hilarious.
Palian papyrus.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's one of the things that I really appreciate is little quirks like that. You're just you find these items and they make you giggle, and you're just I'm just gonna sneak this in there. It'll be my little joke.
It's like a little Easter egg. It's just they don't have a toilet paper holder yet. It's just on the floor.
Yeah. It's just on the floor. Yeah. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And then the last portion out here, I really wanted to continue the coastal cottage vibe of when you're gonna have your whole family around and do the patio lanterns song kind of. Just make this a really lovely outdoor entertaining space.
Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
You got everything out here. Oh, I love the pavers as sort of a
counter.
Yeah, thank you. Word was escaping me.
Yeah, and then I did a little tiny build back here, a little gazebo place for music, and then a little outdoor kitchen for whoever's like behind the bar.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very detailed, very well put together.
Thank you.
I like to get all the camera angles, you know, because as I know that this is a contest, and you know, there's a competitive element about it, but also at the same time, I know that there's a lot of people right now that are on the other end of the screen that's got their sketchbooks out and their notebooks. They're just like taking notes, and they're like, ooh, I want to do that.
They're ready for the inspiration.
Yeah, that's totally right. That's very accurate. They're just like, okay, I want to do this at my home. I want to do that at my home. So here's something from Virridea. Using Palia to recreate spaces from your personal life is a very touching thing. It's design language in action, right? I find that people in Palia, either they are wanting to create their dream world, or they're recreating a place of nostalgia, so they can relive these moments. They're able to relive these moments in the game. One of the things that I really like to do, and I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but the most favorite part of doing house tours is to get to interact with the people that I'm doing the house tours with. I do these live sometimes, but you know, it's times like these, it's kind of where my channel got its start, just sitting down with people and doing some Q&A and getting to know them, because like the context of seeing the stuff that we're looking at, it's like, oh, this is really nice, but hearing the inspiration that you had, the notes that you had, everything is placed with intent. Like there's a certain magic that goes with understanding the context, like, you know what I mean? So it's a great way to connect with the community for the game as well. Absolutely. Yeah, you're looking at homes and especially like on the tour board, you're just like, oh, this is really cool. But you know, when you know just a little bit about the person, you know, they might have like some interesting things I've learned along the way as someone that was going to college for anthropology. And they created a museum in Palia, and it's like to spec, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy, you know. I've met people with all different kinds of professions, and they just like, we've come together and used this design language to communicate different concepts and storylines and stuff. My first question, where you mentioned a little bit about like your uncle's cottage, but where did you get the inspiration for this particular design? I kind of just pull from everything a little bit in my life. Like I grew up in the East Coast, even though I'm not living there right now. So like the beach was a huge part of my life and still is. Every time I go home, I'm like, Mom, take me to the beach. Like, so since this contest popped up and I got a chance to spend a little bit of a ridiculous amount of money for like my favorite landscape, I was like, I'm going all in. Like, blue is my favorite color. We're going with the blue, like sandy theme. But then I also incorporated a lot of like pinks and the alabaster color scheme, which is like later in life, I became obsessed with like J fashion and Harajuku stuff. And I wanted that to reflect a bit with the softer pastels, and I think that these two color schemes go together really nice as well. I agree. And kind of tell a story. Yeah, it's not only just kind of telling a story about the different inspirational file cabinet that you've sifted through and pulled out little things here and there, but it's also it also reflects the creative progression that you've had of, you know, starting out with the beachy theme and then starting to weave in some of the elements of the other parts, the other facets of your personality, just kind of the little pops of color, and you know, it's all kind of come together. And you know, my next question is, there's a very there's a lot of room in Palia. Unfortunately, you know, as we're touring these homes and we see things that, like, even the most talented builders get intimidated by some of the things that they see. They're just like, I don't know how the hell I'm ever going to be able to pull that off. Or, you know, as far as like the physics, advanced building tricks and stuff. And that's kind of why initially for this first round, we decided to go vanilla to kind of level the playing field. What fascinates me a lot is, regardless of what building techniques you use, you drew inspiration and you were able to iterate on this process. Like, when people are trying to figure out, how do I actually, you know, make my idea come to life, understanding a little bit about that process, I think, is really important. So could you share with us like a little bit about kind of your planning process or building process? Like, are you sort of a doodler? Do you sketch? Do you take notes? Do you take screenshots?
I did do a little sketch of like the lighthouse outside, and I did a little bit of math one day while I was taking a screen break from my work, because I work in an office.
Oh yeah, I feel that. You're just like, yeah, I need something for my brain to do, please.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, like my butt hurts. I need to look away from this screen for 5 minutes and stand up and like walk around and do a doodle. Like, but I'm more of like I just do it. It's very much trial and error. Like, it took me a long time to put the flagstone wall on the back wall. I used like every other blue wall that I had was like too much. So I was like, I've got to change it. I've got to make it like simpler. So it's definitely a lot of trial and error for me. I place things, and then if I don't like it, I take it out. I get tired, I quit the game, I leave, I come back to it again later. Like,
and I think that's a really important takeaway. If you are struggling creatively, step away and come back to it with fresh eyes and iterate. I know some people that they are perpetual tweakers. They, you know, as I had mentioned to one of my moderators, everything in her house has an expiration date. Like, there's only a finite amount of time before that thing is gonna move or get shifted or like get swapped out with something else. It's very Toy Story-esque now that I think about it. It's like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, that's me in like real life. I get the urge to, like, they call it hamstering, and I will rearrange the entire house.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I feel like my brain hamsters like every 2 minutes or so. Yeah. But that's awesome. So my last question, and I mentioned this a little bit before we started our tour. Everyone that has toured in person is known as a Palian tour guide, and the best byproduct out of this is, you know, you will become a Palian tour guide as of this video. Mm-hmm. I've found that it is. It really is. I've had the pleasure of meeting some of the kindest, most humblest people, and they all just show me around their house. It's fantastic. However, that's what makes this question the hardest. As this is a contest, why should people vote for your plot?
Oh, that is a hard question. Especially because I just started this for fun. It took me a while after the video came out to actually start this, because I was kind of on the fence, but I was like getting back into Palia, and I was like, you know what, I'll just do it for fun.
Yeah.
I think people should vote for me if they really like the, you know, like cozy home style, like just very relaxing sort of vibe. And yeah, like if they just like it, just, you know, vote for me. Like that's all I could hope for.
Hey, that's a perfect answer. Honestly, it's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me out on the plot and just giving us the opportunity to get to know a little bit about you. It's truly an honor. Okay, So that was such a wonderful cozy matchup, right? Both builds show us different ways to create meaningful, peaceful spaces. Space Age Mermaids brought us the perfect writer's retreat, simple, focused, and designed for creative solitude. Her understanding of what writers need shines through every peaceful corner, proving that sometimes basic is exactly what creates the most inspiring atmosphere. While VIRRIDEYA Noyatura gave us family warmth by the sea, a cottage that connects to real-world love and memories, created as therapy for missing the ocean and designed to bring the whole family together. Their attention to vanilla building while creating complex layered spaces is absolutely impressive. Both builds celebrate the healing power of well-designed spaces, but only one of them can advance. Now it's your turn. The Google voting form is live right now. Find it in the description below, pinned in the comments, and if you're watching this live on YouTube, it'll be in the live chat. Reminder, you have until Thursday, 11:59 p.m. Central Time to cast your vote. Next week, episode 7 brings us a incredible, mysterious build by Bird Lady, the Void Home. It is an aesthetic created without any glitches versus Esmeralda Starlit Moon's arsenal of books library. Plus we'll reveal who advances from today's Cozy Cottage showdown. I'll see you next Friday, and remember, whether you're building to remember a place in your life or building your dream home, they're all beautiful. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.